Hello, welcome to day 6 of digging in my yard until I stop finding bricks. The reason for this is because everywhere I go in my yard I find bricks, so I just started digging out until I stop hitting bricks. I recorded yesterday, but the file got all jacked up, some technical difficulties if I can talk. Today I'm having, speaking difficulties. But I'll show you a little bit of what I did yesterday before I found out that the recording was jacked. So we've been digging up forward. I'm still hitting bricks this way, so we're not done. But over on this side, we hit like these couple like raised bricks. So I decided to try to start digging beyond those, and guess what? Still hitting brick going that way. So we're going to continue digging today, and we're going to see what we find. Let's get our wheelbarrow. Oh, I've got to go let out the chickens. Good morning, ladies. All right, off to digging we go. Oh, did I hit an edge? I think I might have found a zone of no brick. That's just a big old rock. All right. Well, that might be the end of the brick there. We're not sure. We'll see. But, so, in today's news segment of the video, which is not a segment we have, but one that I'm just doing today because why not? Joe Biden dropped out of the race yesterday. This is not me trying to make this a political thing. I'm going to try to keep this as apolitical as possible. Obviously, there was a lot of pressure on Joe Biden to drop out due to his age, and pretty apparent to most people, like declining mental faculties. At least most people that have like experienced loved ones, friends, neighbors, anything that has gone through that. So he dropped out yesterday. There has not been anyone officially named as the nominee for the Democratic Party. I think we're going to get pretty close to the Democratic National Conference before that's officially done. But we won't know until then. But it's looking as of right now like people are leaning toward Kamala as the replacement, which on one hand, I mean, I understand where they're coming from with it because she's obviously been in there. I think she could keep most, if not all of his fundraising dollars. You'd have the least like legal pushback on that because you have, I don't think a significant concern, but you run the risk of being challenged on the fact that like if you put up somebody completely different, that's not who the people voted for in the primaries, yada yada yada. That said, I don't think Kamala has the best chance of beating Trump. which is what the Democrats have said their primary goal is in this election. So that's not to say I don't think she can, right? I think both of them are very beatable. But I think there are other people that the Democrats could run that would have a better chance of beating Trump. But we're still very early on in this, so I'm not going to try to make predictions because I will almost certainly be wrong, as will probably a lot of people trying to make predictions right now. So the other more fun thing I wanted to talk about today is apparently scallops have eyes, like a ton of them. Scallops have what I believe could be referred to as a shitload of eyes. And their eyes are actually like pretty decent resolution. Like the eyes are very capable of picking up all kinds of imagery, actually like seeing what's going on around them, etc. However, there's a small problem for the scallop, and that is that it doesn't appear like their brains have the ability to process those images. So like they have eyes that seem adequate in being able to pick up those types of images, but they do not have brains adequate to process those images from eyes. A giant nail. That's always fun to find in your yard where dogs and children play. Granted, that one was buried pretty deep, so that's nice at least. But yeah. And scallops, I do not believe, are the only bivalves that do this. There are, I think, clams do and stuff like that. But from what we can observe, it appears that they use their eyes to basically pick up on things. So like, pick up on like a changing of light and dark and stuff like that. And then the scallop can react to that. And scallops will absolutely just go taking off, flying through the water, if they apparently perceive a potential threat from their eyes, which, again, I didn't know they could do, but isn't like the most surprising thing, because octopuses are way more closely related to scallops and clams than they are to like any insects, any other animals, right? Like the only thing that might be more closely related to octopus than bivalves, and it depends on the phylogeny you look at, because I've seen it both ways, where the and I haven't done enough digging to like really figure out figure out if there is consensus, and if so, on which phylogeny. But it appears that they are either most closely related to bivalves, octopus and all of their cephalopods. They're going to be more closely related to the other cephalopods, the nautilus, the cuttlefish, all of that, right? But beyond the other cephalopods, the cephalopods are either most closely related to the bivalves, the clams, the mussels, the scallops, etc., or they're equally related to them and gastropods, which are like snails. And this is definitely like interesting as people. Excuse me, ma'am. Did you get it? Here, look. Right there. Go. Hook. Here. No, I lost it. I threw it over here for you. Look. 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 Ooh. You guys aren't paying attention. I tried to pull out what you guys were looking for so you don't have to be over here while I'm tossing dirt around. You know, pay attention. But anyway, the interesting thing about octopus is that, like, they don't check any of the boxes that we tend to think of when we think of like animal intelligence, but by all accounts they are. I'll talk more about their intelligence a different day because I can have an entire chat about that, and I'm almost done with this wheelbarrow. But anyway, all that to say, it's shocking that the scallops can see, or at least that the scallop eye can see as well as it can. But like, the fact that something that closely related to an octopus is shocking is like the least shocking thing, if that makes sense. Like, because of how weird octopus and all the other cephalopods are, it does not surprise me in the slightest that bivalves, who are either their closest living relatives or one of their closest living relatives. Oh, we got a big old root. That they would also be pretty weird. So, anyway, I'll deal with that root tomorrow. Take a look at where we're at so far today. Ladies. Alright, so we cleared this way some, and it looks like I got past brick. So like that right there, there's nothing under it. Now, I have hit a few spots where like I thought I was out of brick, and then I find more brick behind it, and it was just like there's a couple missing bricks there. So like, that's not out of the question for that spot, but as of right now, it looks like that's a general end to the brick. And then we started digging this way some, obviously hit more brick, also hit a root there. So tomorrow we'll either A, keep digging that way and just see if we're able to hit any more brick going in that direction, because here it looks like it ends here, then here it's like a little further back, and then down here it looks a little further back still. So I'm not sure if like maybe going this way it like flares out and then comes in, or if there is more brick beyond those and I just haven't hit it yet. Only time will tell. We're still hitting brick. I'll be back tomorrow to dig up more.